Welcome back. So, turning trash into treasure. That's the goal of furniture flippers. So, if you don't know, that's the trend right now. So they find old furniture at thrift shops and even on the side of the street, and they turn them into incredible one-of-a-kind pieces. Kendall met up with Emily at EMS Furniture Flipping, where she's turning her passion into a very serious hobby. Look at this.
What makes it a good piece to actually invest in? Because you're still spending like 20 to 40 bucks, I'm guessing, on a piece?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it kind of depends. One is just the overall style of the piece. So when I saw this piece, it definitely has the style. It has potential in my mind. The curves. Yeah, the curves.
She's curvy.
She's curvy. And then also just this, like how good the piece is made. A lot of stuff isn't made with real wood anymore, which is unfortunate.
Hey, IKEA.
Yes, to find real wood, pick up the piece. If it's super heavy, it's real wood. And if you can see the wood grain, it's real wood. So this piece, I can even tell by knocking, it's not all real wood. This is one way I always check, is if you pull out the drawers, and on the side of the drawer, if there's grain, real wood. If there's no grain, it's particle board or something that's a mixture.
Because they didn't have to add the grain.
Correct.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to talk about what you're planning to do with this piece and how long it takes.
Yep.
But before we get there, I know we're gonna look at a couple before and after photos of a table that you brought in. This bad boy did not look like this.
No.
Beforehand.
No. This was a very dark stained cherry wood, and it had a very heavy clear coat on top. And so I wanted to turn it into something that was more eye appealing. So I used a stripper to take off kind of some of the initial stain. And then after that, I really just sanded it for hours and hours and hours.
There's this really pretty table by you that you told me, this is not a flip. That's what you do normally.
Yep.
But this is a DIY adventure.
DIY adventure.
Okay.
So this I made specifically for our patio. So when you live in Minnesota, you can use it 3 months out of the year. I'm not spending $300.
600 for two.
Correct. So I was like, let's make it ourselves. 2 planters, a wood circle, some spray paint, and some adhesive, and that's it. Anyone can do it.
No. But the spray paint, how did you make it have this texture?
So what's really cool about that is they make spray paint that has texture.
Okay.
And you apply it just like any other spray paint. This is what holds it together. So this is the liquid nails. I got the extreme heavy duty because I'm gonna have it outside, so I wanted to make sure it held. But this is what I applied, or what anyone can do
to make this. You didn't even have to use any like tools, basically.
No.
Just that.
Just this.
I really want to get back to our tiger table. Plus, I really want your boyfriend Joe to have to move more furniture.
I feel like just in general, when you're gonna redo a piece, there's like few fundamentals basic that anyone can follow, and you'll pretty much get to where you want to go. So number 1 is when you have a piece, you always want to sand the piece. I would probably just use a 120 or 220 grit. That would just scuff up the piece enough for the paint and the primer to stick to. And then the other thing too is I always have wood filler or Bondo with me in case I need to fill any holes, scratches, anything like that.
Makes sense.
Wood filler is really good for just small scratches and small holes. Wood Bondo is really good for bigger holes, bigger dents. It's a lot harder to work with because it hardens in 3 minutes.
So
you
just
have
use
to be
that.
fast. So just use this. It works.
So much easier.
Then you're ready to prime. Use the primer, please.
Okay.
It will make your life so much better. Once you're done priming the piece, paint the piece. And what you're looking for paint, if you're doing furniture in particular, is cabinet, door, and trim. This one in particular is satin.
Okay.
So that's how the shininess of it. So it's.
But you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. So you can pick matte, satin, semi-gloss, high gloss.
I love that. And these, you just use a brush like this?
Just use a brush.
Or like when you were talking about a stain, you can use a rag.
Yes, and then once the paint is on, you should always go in with a clear protectant on top of it, whether it's wood, paint, anything, just to seal the piece.
Once this is done and it looks beautiful and pretty, and maybe if you work really hard, we'll have an after photo for everybody to see and enjoy. I'm not gonna lie, like I think this is really great, but I am the least handy crafty person in the world. So I'll just call you.
Yeah, call me. I promise you could probably do it, but call me. I'm your gal.
That's M's Furniture. I said EMS. I
get
apologize.
it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I get it.
I love the after.
Right, isn't
Yeah.
it great? I talked to her a little bit about this. I said, do you do this for fun? She's actually, I'm starting to do this for a living because people love it so much and I really enjoy it. I'm like, how did you learn how to do all this? She said, just watching videos, learning from her dad. I just thought it was a really cool way to rehabilitate furniture that you go, well, this is structurally really nice, but it's maybe out of style, like the hardware, the color, like that one. And you can make it into something brand new and beautiful still to hand down to other people. I thought that was great.
Yeah, and people have been doing that with like kitchen cabinets.
Right.
The structure's there. You just get new hardware and you paint or change the wood.
Right.
The wood grain or paint
Reduce,
over whatever.
reuse, recycle.
Absolutely. You can follow the furniture flipping on Instagram. The handle is M's Flipping Furniture, not EMS. That's an emergency service. EMS. It's Monday. The audience and I are hungry because we didn't get pizza. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Stay with us. She's great. Yeah. She's great.